Hi, I've gotten a couple requests asking if I have a Glock 26 or 27 and to post a video if so. I do have a Glock 26. It's the 4th generation, which I got when they were released. I've got a few messages about some confusion also about what's new with the Gen 4s. So this is kind of a video of the 4th generation Glock 26 and some of the changes as it's transitioned to the 4th generation. I'll quickly talk about some of the changes made now with the 4G. Essentially, the only changes that are different are the grips and the back straps. Also, a change in the mag release, and as well as the recoil spring. Before I do that, I'll do a quick safety check. Empty mag. Empty. There's been a few rumors about a change in the barrel composition that may not last as long. This is untrue. The 4G has the same cold hammer forged barrel as the Glock has made in the past, and hopefully they'll continue, to make it the same way. Don't change something if it's not broke. It has the same safe action safety in the trigger as Glock is known for. I slide this here. The 4G in general, and in this case specifically that of the 26, has new multiple back straps. Show you this here. Make sure it's in the picture. I haven't opened them because I may list them on eBay. I'm not going to use them, so might as well get rid of them. But anyway, these are the back straps that come with it. The one that's on it is set unchangeable, which is the small. There's also the medium and the large in here. The design is based off of really the G17 and the Glock 22 full size. The multiple back strap allows for a change in personal preference of circumference of the grip, how it relates to hand size. There's a short one, which is on it, like I said, unchangeable. There's a medium or a large one, which you can change with a single pin. There's one pin you pop out and you can put a new one on. A large one also. There's rumors that I've seen on the internet also that the angle of the Glock has changed in the 4th generation if you put one of these back straps on. And that's also untrue. The angle of the Glock has not changed just by changing the back strap on here. The only thing that it changes is the circumference of the handle here. Say you add that back strap, it'll move it back 2 millimeters, making a larger circumference. So if your hand, say for instance you have a really small hand, you can put the large one on it and it'll add 2 millimeters, so you're actually if you have a large hand, you can add 2 millimeters on it so that you get a better grip on it. It's not so small as this one. This the one that's set is 2 millimeters smaller than a standard size frame. The medium one included with the new 4G Glock increases the circumference of the grip equal to a standard frame. The large one included in this increases the circumference of the handle 2 more millimeters, so that it's 2 millimeters more or larger than a standard frame. It's kind of personal preference. I like this one, the one that came standard on it. Another change that is new with the 4th generation Glock is a change in the magazine release catch, which is reversible and enlarged. Let me make sure it's in the picture here. The magazine release, it's a little bit larger, it's a little bit more square. Right here it's located on the left side, as most of them are, but it is interchangeable. You can take it out and put it on the right side, so if you're left-handed, it's a little bit easier for you. And it's another one of those just more of a preference things. Also, the 4th generation has a new rough texture on the handle, which is helpful, and I like it better actually over the past texture of the Glocks, just because you really do get a better grip on the handle with it. especially with the baby Glock, like the 26 and 27. It's really in the same places. There's a little bit more here on the finger grip, I think, than the older ones, but it's more of a deeper stippling than previous. It's not as smooth, so you really do, even if you're out shooting and your hand gets sweaty, you really get a good grip on that without much problems. Whereas the older Glocks, they're a little bit smoother. I mean, it's kind of a personal preference, but I just think this has a little bit deeper grip to it. One of the most important changes to the 4th generation is the change of the recoil spring assembly. I'll take this apart here. It's now a double spring. It does have a polymer guide rod, which I really don't like. I prefer the metal one, like on my Glock 19. But I've had no problems with it as of yet, so we'll see. Take this off here. There have been a few reports of the double spring overlapping, meaning this top spring here, and then there's another one that goes the length of the whole guide rod, which this is polymer. But as I said, there's been a few reports of the spring overlapping, and from what I've heard, it's been overlapping here at this one. The big large spring overlaps and comes back here, which it still shoots, but it tends to kind of hang up and slide, from what I've heard. The minimal reports of it that I have heard, Glock has replaced every account of that I know without difficulty. The spring overall, I think, is well worth the change. I've shot the older Glocks. I have a Glock 19, older generation, and this one with the double spring, it's really noticeable, the difference in the recoil. It's much less than the previous, especially with the baby Glocks. It just seems like it's a lot less recoil, which I don't really mind either way, but it seems to really let it sit in your hand a lot better. Another nice thing about it is it produces less stress on the frame, they say, to extend the life of the spring assembly. I read somewhere that you're supposed to change that spring assembly every, I don't remember what it says, honestly. I believe it's every 1,000 rounds or so, which nobody does that I know of. I know I have never replaced a spring on my Glock 19 and it still shoots perfect. But supposedly it's supposed to increase the life of that spring assembly. Quick overview of the Glock 26. Besides those changes from the previous generations, I just wanted to kind of get some of that out there about the misconceptions, about change of the angle based on putting the handle there, those things like that. It's a great gun. Like I said, the double recoil spring, I think, really helps the recoil of it to be decreased. It doesn't bother me too much, but it's just a nice added feature to have less recoil. Glock 26, I now use this for my everyday carry pretty much every day. Unless I want something a little lighter, then I use my car P380. But this one's kind of overall, can't beat it. It's small in size, it's a little thick, but it works great. It's fairly short barrel length, good grips, durable, and I trust this one over any other gun that I have, probably, as far as reliability and feeding. Like I said, with my Glock 19, I've had it for years, and I've had maybe 2 failure to feeds. It's most likely because of cheap ammo that I just bought to shoot at the range. But anyway, great gun, no problems, no complaints at all. Have a holster here for it. This is an Ace case made by acecase.com. It's an okay holster. It's a leather holster for inside the waistband. Works great, soft, kind of absorbs a little moisture, so it doesn't get to the gun. Good for summer carry or winter carry. Like I said, I just want to make a short video denouncing some misconceptions with the Glock 26 of the 4th generation. If you have any questions about this one or other videos I have, anything I haven't answered, just drop me a line and I'd be glad to answer those. Thanks.